Five most common pitfalls to avoid when buying and investing in Colombia real estate for foreigners. Well, here we are again, and today I'm going to talk about the most common mistakes foreign investors do when buying and investing in Colombia real estate. This is one of the things that are basically the most common mistakes that foreigners do when starting the process of buying and investing in real estate. So I'm going to give you basically 5 points that normally are the most mistakes. So let's start by the first one. Well, not making a good research. I had clients or people that had come and they just bought a property because, well, the relative, the wife, they told them to do so. So they didn't any research, just bought where the parents live, where the parents-in-law live, and that was one of the most common things that they do. So they didn't knew if they went to the type of property they want to buy. There was not sure about the area where they want to buy. So it's important to make a good research first to know if if the area or the neighborhood where you're gonna buy is the proper one. That's a basic market research that you have to do. You have a lot of information that you can gather not only from your relatives or your friends, but from data from the market that you can have. That's basically one of the most common mistakes. Um, the second one is not doing the appropriate numbers, and that's also very typical. You say you like a property, or you come to visit Colombia in one place and you like it, and then you start looking for a property expecting to have a good return. So it's important to know what are the numbers of the property, what are the costs related to this the property you are going to buy. You have to see what is the property tax, what are the valuation tax. There are areas that it's important to know the valuation because there is a property that is also fixed by an extra taxes that are fixed by municipalities. Not all are season taxes or cost related. What are the maintaining fees? That's also important to know. So in order to know what is also the income that you are going to expect about this property. So doing the proper numbers is one of the basics. You have to know what is the income, what you're going to receive, less the expenses to know the net operated income of the property, and then from there know if it's a good alternative for you. And this information is you can get it, and you can also, and it's available before doing a process of purchase or even making an offer. So that's important. The third part, and this is also very common, is just relying or depending in one source. Normally, every foreigner has families or have friends in Colombia, and you know that Colombians are real estate experts, basically. So they rely only in the information about the family. They say, okay, buy here because it's good, because my friend bought a property and then sell it for a higher price. And that's something that is very common as well. Also, they say another can take an advice that to going just with the real estate agent, and that's also not the most smart decision. I know that 90%, let's say, to be fair, 80% of the agents are not experts. Yeah, they're not as very disciplined, very applicant, not very professional. Let's say that, and well, they just offer the property they have in their inventory. And that's something that you have to bear in mind, that the real estate agent is a trustable person, is experienced, they know the market. They could have experience, but not necessarily know the specific market. Yeah, the best things to go is for an agent that is expert in an area. We're gonna talk about it tomorrow. Well, and of course, next slide. And that's something that you should be aware. And some foreigners just rely in what the real estate agent says, and they have to offer. The other type of people that they rely on is in a real estate attorney. They say, oh, I mean, an attorney, because they say, okay, everything is legal, so I go for an attorney, and he or she is gonna help me to go through the deal. This is also a very common mistake because not all attorneys in Colombia are real estate attorneys. Yeah, something that you should be aware of. I mean, everybody in Colombia has sold or buy a property in some point in life, and they know what it takes, and they are saving in the things because also they rely in the notary. But if you're gonna have a lawyer, you need to know that he is a real estate expert. He knows about title studies, real estate issues, how to overcome liens, and this kind of thing. So this is the third most common mistake: just relying on one source. What to do is better to rely on professionals, professionals that can help you to go all the process of buying or investing, and apply the specialty in one specific case. So that's important. The fourth mistake also is not making an appropriate planning. About appropriate planning, I mean, is when you're gonna buy, you have to make a planning in advance before you buy. I had the case of a client who was married. He bought properties, like two, three properties, and then, well, the marriage ended. So it was an issue because then all the documentation went on his wife, and he couldn't take this. I had to get a permit from her also to sell the property, and there was some kind of different personal issues that affected also the investment. I know this is this is something that at the beginning everybody is very happy, in love with a Colombian, but I mean, the love is the same in everywhere, and that's not because there are Colombians or not, because relationships are too complex. You have to plan in advance what is gonna be the best vehicle to do your investment. Well, also, this is the case about relationships, but also in tax matters, how this is gonna be affected for you in your tax structure. That's something that you have to do in advance. So this is a good planation, because at later on, that's when the problem comes. And unfortunately, many people just contact me when all the problems are already in place and not making a good planning. That's basically also the fourth mistake. The other one, the fifth mistake, is also expecting a quick cash on return from their investment. This is something that is normally very common. They say, okay, I want to buy a property that give me a rent. I'm going to put it on Airbnb. I'm going to, and just bear in mind that real estate, as in any part of the world, is an illiquid asset. That's basically, I always say that real estate is a long-term investment. So you have to be aware of that. Obviously, it's also linked or related, well, to see what next strategy could be. But at the beginning, it's important to know that you're gonna buy expecting to have it at least for 3, 5, even 10 years. So that's important to know. If you're gonna rent it, yeah, you're gonna have some income, but you're gonna have some expenses, as I mentioned at the beginning. You're gonna also maybe if you're gonna renovate or if the property requires some investment at the beginning, you're gonna have to put some money, some capital. But well, in the mid-term, long term, it could be a profitable property. So basically, those are the five things you have to avoid. Just doing a great research, just doing your numbers, have a team where you can rely on. Also, to know that you're gonna have a long-term investment, and the planning. The planning is also important as a vehicle. So that's basically the things.